realized, a substitute for the generations of grade school kids she'd nurtured for 25 years. But that was all right with Nellie. If not him, then who? Besides, the truth was that he liked having her with him, liked starting and ending the day with her. They'd been married a long time now, and although there were plenty of ups and downs, a day without Frida put him off his stride, made him feel not quite whole. "You know why you need me?" she'd once asked when they were discussing the subject. "Because without me you tend to forget you're an august personage and have to behave accordingly." Well, she certainly had a point there. It wasn't easy remembering you were an august personage. She lowered the envelope she was opening. "What do you mean, normally you'd have no doubt?" "Frida," he said, "Miranda's arranged the meeting for White Bark Lodge." "White Bark Lodge?" Her expression was pained. What an absolutely rotten idea. What on earth was she thinking of? "Well, you have to remember, Miranda wasn't there the night that... well, the night of the party. No guilty memories for her." "I hardly think guilt is the right word, Nellie. How could any of you even dream how it was going to turn out? You can't hold yourselves responsible for Albert Evan Jasper's... for what happened to him." As she spoke, he nodded along with her, drawing on his pipe. "I know, Frida, I know." It wasn't the first time he'd heard her say it, and in general he agreed with her. "Still," she said, tapping the envelope against her longish chin, "it's going to stir up some rather unpleasant associations, isn't it?" "That's for damn sure." Nellie swallowed the last of his coffee, sucked hard on his pipe to make sure it was still lit, and abruptly stood up, not wanting to go into it with her just then. "It's not even 9, and I'm not due at school until 1. I'm going to put in the time and Cantoni asked her out front. What do you think of that?" "I'm utterly astounded, my dear. They've only been sitting out there 3 weeks. 1 week, actually, but that was Frida for you. She enjoyed her little digs. Kneeling in the sun, working from his knees at a lazy pace, Nellie mixed the potting soil with earth from one of the planting holes in the prescribed 3-to-1 ratio. In the magnificent fierce morning of New Mexico, D.H. Lawrence had written, one sprang awake, a new part of the soul woke up suddenly, and the old world gave way to the new. If you asked Nellie, Lawrence had gotten it wrong. For him, the high desert morning was relaxing, not energizing, very nearly anesthetic, in fact. The thin, dry air, the crisp, brilliant light, the rolling, open, pinion-dotted foothills of the Sangre de Cristos, all made him feel sleepy and content, as sleek as a pampered house cat. Sleek and reflective, and, on this particular morning, a shade melancholy. He was reflecting on the first WAFA meeting, 10 years earlier, as he worked the soil. Rather unpleasant associations, Rita had said, and she'd been putting it mildly. Damn unpleasant was the way he would put it. What else could you call it when you'd been responsible, no matter how unintentionally, for the death, the violent, unnecessary death, of the man to whom you owed very nearly everything important you had? He leaned back on his heels, trowel at rest. Miranda's letter would have gone out to all 40 or so WAFA members. For 4 of them, and only 4, the mention of White Bark Lodge would create those same, rather unpleasant associations. He wondered what they were thinking about right now. Callie Duffer was thinking about, or at least talking about, the self-esteem needs and personal growth potential of an anthropology student named Mark Broom, who was in considerable danger of flunking out of Nevada State University in his first graduate semester. As departmental chair, she felt she was required to declare her opinions. "Surely you see," she told the 3 faculty members gathered in her office, "that failing this young man would solve none of his problems." "Well, it'd go a long way toward solving mine," Harlow Pollard grumbled.